Brilliant. All right, Gal, see you in a second. Love you, man.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
In this video, you're going to see the future. Awakening Wonders, thanks for joining me today for Stay Free with Russell Brand. We are in the midst of a censorship war. Old media and independent media vie for your attention and ultimately compete for your vote in a forthcoming election. But that's merely a metric measurement system. What's really at stake, of course, is the nature of reality itself. Who controls reality? I know that sounds like a grand ontological claim, but we're talking about who controls what you see and what you believe. What information do you gain access to and what information are you denied access to? I'm looking at that Rumble chat and I can see you, Rafe 87642. I'm looking at the Awaken Wonder chat on Locals, Lily Farm Girl, and all you guys. How's it going? I'm looking at T-Funk. I'm actually applauding your free speech and open communication in there, and that is not what you're going to get from Hillary. Is it Hillary Rodham Clinton? I've always found that middle name sort of slightly captivating. Hillary Rodham, I think it's Rodham, or is it Bill Rodham Clinton? In my mind, they've become some composite creature, the Clintons and the Obamas too. Some sort of human soup of glistening ideas, sort of a morass of interchangeable flesh with a grin within it. Speaking on behalf of deep state power, it's no coincidence that this conglomerate creature would look like a blob. Imagine the individuals dropped into this giddy morass of skin, reporting only what's you're capable of hearing, what's expedient for you to hear. Here's Hillary Clinton saying that social media companies need to be controlled. And it's not a surprise that she believes that, because as the campaign escalates, we've got Elon Musk on Tucker Carlson. There's a brilliant bit where he talks about, like, you know, if Trump don't win this election, how long am I going to jail for? And you've got Kamala Harris on 60 Minutes, which is, I believe, a CNN commodity, isn't it? I don't know which particular legacy media outfit owns 60 Minutes. But what I can tell you is that legacy media, which is centralized authority funded by corporate interests, and independent media, which of course has corporate interests. I'm not suggesting that Elon Musk isn't a billionaire, but it's pretty plain that he's an independent thinker, are vying with one another. Why would it be that Hillary Clinton is saying that social media companies need to be controlled? Because if social media companies were controlled, then you wouldn't have the spectacle or the phenomena of Elon Musk talking to Tucker Carlson on subjects like the southern border and immigration, on subjects like war. And you would only have access to the information that they want you to have access to. Here's Hillary Clinton saying that social media companies need to be controlled. And remember that companies like X and Rumble, where you're watching this right now, are banned in multiple countries. Is that to protect you, do you think? Or is it to control you? X and Rumble banned in Brazil, Rumble banned in France, Rumble banned in Russia. Who do you think benefits from that? Let me know in the chat. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll be with you for about another 12 minutes, simply because we want you to understand this offering. But you've got to know that YouTube is not what it once was. YouTube is currently itself a controlled space where the algorithm moves in accordance with globalist and corporate whims. You'll see that, obviously, by looking at your own feed, and you'll note that it is controlled information that you're granted access to. Let's have a look at Hillary Clinton.
We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave, platforms on the internet.
I've always enjoyed that guy because, in fact, can we go PIP on the still that I just froze it on, Elaine, just for a second? Look at how he stares. Look, he's always absolutely astonished by the news. Like, I actually wonder if he might be coming over to our side, because, like, oh man, is this really the news? Is this really the news? Now, already Hillary Clinton's talked about repealing a section, or was it 302? I can't remember what she said, but I know what it'll be about. It'll be about free speech. Let's watch the rest of it.
Platforms on the internet immunity, because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But
brilliant, because what I remember is when, like, they controlled it, because, you know, Twitter had been infiltrated by FBI, CIA and everything. They would always say, do you remember this? It's not that long ago. They'd go, Facebook's a private company. You can't tell private companies what to say. They said that stuff all the time. Now there is a sort of a couple of rogue platforms like Rumble. Oh, there we are. Like Rumble and like X. But now it's like, you know, you can't have these organizations getting out there allowing people to speak freely. Remember, they want maximum privacy for the government, maximum transparency for you. It should be the other way round. The government should be transparent and we should be able to enjoy privacy. There shouldn't be the assumption that we move between being children and criminals. There shouldn't be the assumption that the state is empowered to replace God, a set of universal, unviolatable principles that they are in control of, that they can change. 1 minute, Facebook's a private company, leave them alone. The next minute, you can't have these rogue companies. That's because utility is everything, i.e. there's a plan, there's an agenda.
Is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
Whoa! Real harm indeed. Well, over the course of the next hour, we're going to be looking at the nature of that harm. What's the significance of Kamala's appearance on 60 Minutes? How did she do? Benny Johnson, I know, said that she has thrown the whole election. The whole election has been thrown because of the way she's handled the conversation around her flip-flopping, the conversation around immigration, and of course, importantly, around war. Now, as for Hillary Clinton's remarks just then, let's go to this still image now, Elaine. We're going to go to a still image. Let's have a look at what Glenn Greenwald and Mike Benz have to say in response to Hillary Clinton's declaration that she requires the ability to censor. Western liberals united with neoliberal billionaires and intelligence agencies to manufacture fake disinformation industry, to manufacture a fake disinformation industry whose sole purpose was to radically expand and justify internet censorship. Dems, like Hillary and Tim Walz, were explicit about the goal, says our man. Here's Cenk over on, who's more from the left. Let's see what he's saying. Hillary Clinton just said on CNN, we lose total control if social media content is not regulated. Exactly. She's accidentally admitting the whole point of the attack on social media. Social media can't be contained and they're losing their grip on power. They hate it. So, like, that's the left, and, you know, not Glenn Greenwald's not a figure of light. Actually, go back to that, mate. I was reading that. That's the left and the right simultaneously agreeing that the censorship issue is out of control. In fact, go full screen now for me, mate, on the text. Elaine. Full screen on the text, mate. Can you do that? Thank you. Can you, please? Thank you. I've been put here on God's green earth, sent from the future to tell you, look at Mike Benz again, to tell you what, this Christianity is cashing, to tell you this. The current consensus policy pivot of every major organ of the US State Department, which Hillary Clinton used to run, and state's program is specifically designed to achieve total control. Full screen on Russell now, please. Full screen. Thank you very much. So look at that. That's a variety of interesting and sort of somewhat diverse views. Everyone agreeing that the agenda is the same. Total social media control. Astonishing. This is a pivotal moment. Now, over the course of the next 40 minutes, we're going to look at Kamala on 60 Minutes. We're going to look at Elon Musk on Tucker, and we're going to show you how this election is going to shape reality. That's what we're going to be discussing. That's what we're going to be demonstrating. Before we get into that, let's have a quick word from one of our partners today. This is Airtech, that will provide you support and protection from electromagnetic fields as you travel through airports. Let's look at that now.
Journalists are supposed to believe in. Journalists are supposed to believe in.
Airtech, so we're referring to a commercial there. Do you know what number it's on there, Elaine? Tell me yes and no verbally, my dear friend, because otherwise people will think I'm in this room on my own and that I've gone crazy. Did that go to output just then, that picture of your home screen? Don't put that on Outsprue. Let's not broadcast that, baby. So Elaine, do you know what button the commercials are on? Yes. All right, let's have a look at that commercial now. Oh. And I'm just noticing that we're seeing your home screen as part of the old output there. Yeah, we are going to see Ruby C. King. Look, we're going to be having a look at Kim Iverson a little bit later. Can you time code this moment for me, guys? Just because this will be something I'll be talking to Dave about a little later. So about 10 minutes in. All right. So have you got the commercial yet, Elaine? Don't play it until I ask for it, but tell me when you've located it, if you don't mind. You've located it? Was that yes? Thanks. Okay, so hold on. I'll cue it. Let's have a look at this from our partners. Go. No? So, forgive me, may I ask, did we trial this?
Planes, a heavy EMF exposure.
So what happened? Why did it? Is my mic down? Can I just check?
Individual devices,
Lane, yes,
Wi-Fi
no,
within
is my mic
confined
down?
spaces. I think that's something.
Yes, I saw that. I
Phones,
saw that it went up, but it didn't go up when I cued it. It went up when you cued it.
To protect yourself if you're undertaking such travel from EMF. Imagine sitting on a commercial flight, every single person there smothered in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth earbuds, all that stuff. You might as well be in a fuselage made of electromagnetic energy. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention classifies airline crew members as radiation workers precisely because of this fact. Airtech, as you know, probably, are an official partner of the UFC. They're the only scientifically validated EMF protection solution. Hang that little thing around your neck. It sups up those sweet little problems. Airtech uses EMF modulation technology that is trusted and used around the world. Go to airtech.com/pages/Russell-brand. Use code Russell30 for 30% off. That's code Russell30 for 30% off. Give yourself the advantages that these devices represent.
Okay, so let's get into this. Thank you for that message for our partners, Airtech. If that's a product that will be useful to you, take advantage of it. Okay, guys, let's get into the main story today. This is what's really fascinating me, of course. Elaine, can you reassure me, mate, that when I see on my output screen your home screen, that's not going out in the stream? Can you reassure me of that? You're reassuring me, yeah? Thank you. It's just because on my monitor, I keep seeing your home screen. Guys, let me know in the comments, darlings, if you're seeing those home screen images streaming. In fact, you can let me know, Luke. Are those home screen images going out on the stream? Thanks very much. Okay, guys. So this is the story that we're covering most of all, is Elon Musk's appearance. So mark that time because this is what I want to show later so that I can sort of demonstrate what our challenges are. All right. Thank you. All right. So here's this. I didn't know this happened because we're in Miami. We're in the middle of a mad hurricane. It's crazy and it's insane here. Like, I don't think it's in particular going to affect Miami, as I understand. Let me know in the comments and chat. It's more going to be, sort of relevant to the dear good people of Tampa. You're getting a lot of love in the chat there, Elaine. People are like the Rumble viewers. I tell you this, these are a compassionate and loving group. No home screen images. That's not going out there, so it's just going out on my monitor. Fantastic. But I didn't know that Elon Musk had appeared on Tucker Carlson's show. The reason I'm fascinated by this is it's showing you how media, propaganda, messaging and social communication is changing. Some of the early examples of this were the Arab Spring, the Occupy movement, Brexit and Trump 2016. Now we're a lot further down that road, and in November we will see what form of campaigning is most successful. Starts off, let's have a look at Elon Musk reflecting on what he might personally incur in the event of a Kamala victory.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like,
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
Because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but, I get...
I have no plausible deniability. No, and I've been trashing Kamala nonstop.
Oh, I know.
So there you go. It's a pretty light-hearted way to get into this conversation. But what power is being concealed and what power is being expressed as this campaign takes shape? Now, before we get into, start the countdown to leave YouTube, Elaine, now, please. Before we get into some of Elon's extraordinary theories, most notably that the reason celebrities are willing to support the Kamala campaign is because they know that if Trump gets into power, he will release the Epstein list, and Lord alone knows what will happen with the Diddy case in the event that Trump's in power. Before we get into that story, we're going to have to ask you, if you're watching us on YouTube, to click the link in the description. Join us on Rumble. Consider getting Rumble Premium. And remember, turn on your notification bell if you're watching this on YouTube. Otherwise, the algorithm will not direct you towards our content. Click that link.